Everyone be very afraid. The white boy has an acoustic guitar.
Again.
Don't wanna be a Monday Night Raw viewer. Don't wanna watch that shit on USA Network. And can you hear the sound of the ratings drop? That's another Vince McMahon market flop. Welcome to a new Cobra Twist pod. I promise this one will be hot. Television should not be just okay. You should give all of us a follow. NXT is on tomorrow. Fuck, I don't want to watch it. I wrote that. Fuck, I'm gonna have to start this again. I'm gonna have to start again!
New tweet from WrestleVotes.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
We're live, pal.
Yeah. Source states WWE President Nick Khan was backstage in Philadelphia last night for SmackDown and was involved with
That's
Vince
not good.
McMahon throughout the day. Source wasn't sure the nature of the
my
meetings,
God.
but went on to say Khan being at TV isn't an everyday thing.
They're selling, aren't they?
Wait a second. I need to pull up a picture of Nick Khan real quick. Hold on. This is a development.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Oh my God, Nick Khan walked past me last night. Holy!
No!
Are you kidding me?
I took one look at him. I thought, huh, it kind of looks like Nick Khan, and the blue suit and everything.
Oh my
And I thought,
God.
nah, it was probably just some dude working for backstage. He was at Philadelphia last night. He literally went up to two security guards and he shook their hands. Oh my God!
Christopher!
Wow.
I
Okay.
saw the devil himself in Wells Fargo Center. Surprised I didn't get kicked out due to budget cuts.
The devil went down to Philadelphia. Here's the news. Chop hasn't given me the news.
He said he sent you the news, and then he called you a hooker.
He did?
Apparently. It says in
Sorry,
the general.
I'm a moron.
Yeah. It says today at 11:34 a.m. from Chop Block
Yeah.
Show. They sent you the news, hooker.
It's okay.
Sorry, that was a bad impression of his voice.
I send you the news, hooker.
We're all hookers.
God,
I love.
Okay. So here's our news. And point number one. Numero uno. One. There's very conflicting reports on the relationship between Fox and the Federation, but it seems not to be in the best shape. Sheep.
Bah.
Fuck off.
We're all sheep.
Joker
Shouts out to
moment
Eric
this
Redbeard.
week. Edge will be on SmackDown next week, despite the report that said he'd be out for a few months. Take that, Davey Meltzy.
That's like the
I'm
fifth
so
time
sad.
this month that one of his reports has come out wrong.
Sit and spin, David. AEW is holding a stadium show in the United Kingdom. That's right, on fairer shores. AEW next year. Unfortunately, it do mean that I have to visit Fulham, which I'm not happy about. But I might go. I might.
But
go.
they won't come to the Flippy Pipsy setup.
How funny would it be if they came here before they go to Denver? Oh, oh, that would be funny. She left. WWE has removed all online references to Joe Gacy following him destroying those libtards on NXT. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
His old
We'll
Joe
get to that
Gacy.
later, though.
Yeah, Joe
We'll talk
Gacy.
more about Joe later.
Chris Hero was
Uh-huh.
supposed to be one of the labors of Jericho, but he wasn't. So
I mean, it doesn't really make sense story-wise, but it would have been really cool.
it would have been cool, but yeah, it makes no sense. Well, pardon me, excuse me, I just ate. AEW is reportedly bringing in a second women's title. They're going to be calling it the TBS title.
Oh, joy.
Oh boy. Grand Metalik has requested his release. Good for him.
God, Grand Metalik is so good. Like, the Lucha
Uh,
House Party tag team, obviously,
Yeah.
not everybody's favorite. What's up, Chop? But everyone who was in Lucha House Party and still is in Lucha House Party is incredibly talented and deserve better.
Oh, for sure.
Grand Metalik specifically. Remember when he had an IC title shot last year?
Oh God, yeah.
I accidentally predicted it.
So who remembers the pipe bomb? Gather round, kids. Apparently, CM Punk was told to specifically not to mention Kevin Dunn in his pipe bomb.
Huh.
Bugs Bunny over there seems to be very insecure. Becky Lynch told Asuka about her pregnancy before the announcement on TV. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, wait, so
Uh,
Asuka knew about it before the segment?
Yeah,
Dang, Asuka did a really good job of making it
I know.
like seem genuine then. Dang.
It
Alright.
did seem very genuine. Nia Jax has been written off TV with a fake elbow injury. Ha 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 ha.
More on that later.
Cody said that he'll retire before he turns heel, which is funny given everyone's already booing him.
Apparently, Tony.
Oh,
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say the next point, which wasn't what you were going to say. So go on.
Wait, what? No. You go first though. I'm sorry. You go first.
But mine is just the next point in the news. I wanted to hear what you were going to say.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Apparently, I read this like earlier this morning. Like Tony Khan said in an interview, like he called Cody, like specifically called him Hollywood Cody, which seems like a very heelish like nickname to me. So like, I feel like they're gonna do it. They can't. You can't
It's
hear
like
that reaction
Hollywood
for Cody
Hogan.
and Brandy and
It's like
not turn him
Hollywood
heel.
Hogan. I don't like that.
If they don't turn Cody heel, like it's at some point, he's gonna be AEW's Roman Reigns.
Well, you see, he can't be anything like Hollywood Hogan because Hollywood Hogan is
No.
racist, and Cody has a mixed baby. Gonna cut that. Apparently, Ricky Starks is. Apparently, Ricky Starks is permanently replacing Mark Henry on commentary on Rampage. Thank God.
Let's go.
Ricky Starks and Taz were incredibly funny on Rampage this week.
Pretty Ricky
it was
with the good bars.
Sami Callihan broke his ankle and he'll be out until spring next year.
I'm sad about that. It wasn't just his ankle, apparently. Like he messed up a few things in his leg on like a suicide dive during the Impact tapings.
Hey. Ric Flair, woo!
Woo!
Has he's had the he's had the week from hell.
That's for true.
He's been removed from the opening video package on WWE. You know the then now forever bullshit. Yeah. He was taken out and he's been replaced with who everyone can agree a good Samaritan, candidate for
king,
the best human being ever, who never got in any shenanigans on a plane, the Ultimate Warrior.
Where did Lana go?
That's a good question. I'm going to message her in just a second. Davey Boy Smith still hasn't been assigned a brand on WWE, but he's been working dark matches.
He's signed, apparently. They just haven't decided where he's going to go.
He just doesn't have a brand, and they don't know what they're going to do with him.
I think NXT UK would be the best spot for him.
You know what? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen much of his indie work, and obviously WWE isn't the best representation of someone's wrestling ability.
He's a lot like his dad.
Do you think he could like his dad? Do you think he could hang with like Ilya Dragunov and Walter and like all the young guys?
Walter, I mean, can you put on a bad match against Walter?
Probably. I think I'd put on a bad match against Walter.
You just get killed. Take a chop to the chest, you just get ripped in half. Sliced in half.
We have breaking news on the Beck Explosions front. She's been urgently called into work.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. She says she's very upset. In fact, she says she's pissed. And on that note, do you remember in 2018 Survivor Series? They had Drake Maverick, and he urinated on himself. Well,
yes,
that was a shoot, cowboy. They had a fake
what?
thing. They had a fake thing rigged for him, but it didn't work. So
he legit.
So he had to shoot piss himself.
That's commitment.
Yeah, so committed to the bit.
He released this guy at one point. He legit soiled himself on pay-per-view.
Wow. Yeah, people would pay extra for that. Wow.
Just ask Carmella.
Yeah. Hey, Carmella, how you doing? Oh, that's like Enzo Amore. How you doing? So.
Oh, I get it. I
can't believe that. See, because I hadn't seen that until like maybe a minute ago when I read I wonder what the last point on this list is that Chops delivered for me. Oh, it's Drake Maverick urinating on himself. What is that? They fired him.
I had another bit of news that I don't think you mentioned, but nah, we're just ending on that. Screw it.
They fired him after he recreated the Braun Strowman trousers. But as
in the current Sami Zayn pants.
Yeah. What Jesus, man.
Drake Maverick, we love you. We love you, Drake.
I hope that's true. Like, I really, really hope that's true. I don't know where Chop gets his news from. But that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Fightful Select,
man.
probably.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. If you PayPal me $5 a month, you can become a member of Cobra Twist Select, where I will give you nothing in return except thanks and validation. Drake Maverick, man. Do you want to do the recaps? Cobra Twist, episode 28. The recap.
28.
Let's go.
Oh my God, we're nearing another Jabroni guest appearance in 2 episodes.
We are. Chris, have I told you about my plans for that episode?
No, you have not. But you know what?
We're going to make another cut here, everyone. I will be back in just a second. Okay, welcome back. I've shared some classified news with Chris about episode 30, so prepare your bottom for that. Be ready. It's going to be good. But speaking of things that are meant to be good, Monday Night Raw.
Haha. All right, so it's time for Monday Night Raw. The show opened with the New Day celebrating Big E's WWE title win. Very wholesome. Big E did a shout out to Brody Lee. God, that's cool. I miss Brody. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then immediately following the first match of the show was the 6-man tag between the New Day and the Bloodline.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Pretty solid match. There was a Lashley interference.
Right.
Don't know why it didn't end in a DQ, but hey, a match on Raw didn't end in a DQ. We should be grateful enough for that.
Yeah.
The Bloodline defeated the New Day after Roman speared Woods. Okay. This would set up for the main event of the evening, which was not teased. It happened on a house show a few days prior. But the main event of Raw would end up being Big E versus Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, and I will talk about that in just a few moments. Up next, there was a match between Doudrop and Eva Marie. Could really care less. Doudrop won the. Oh, I'm calling her Doudrop. No, that can't stick. That can't stick. No. Piper Niven defeated Eva Marie. Stop giving me that Doudrop crap. Piper Niven defeated Eva Marie. Don't really know why we need another rematch there. But anyways, up next, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Man, say what you will about how many times like we've seen Randy Orton and AJ Styles fight over the past like 2-3 years.
It's been a lot.
They never put on a bad match.
It's been a fair few times.
It has. They had a whole feud back in like December 2019.
Yeah.
Where like Orton like faked a retirement just to RKO AJ. Anyways, speaking of RKOing AJ, Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles after hitting an RKO on AJ. The RK Bro AJ and Omos feud is still going on. I feel like they're gonna announce. Are they set for a match at Extreme Rules or no?
I'm not sure.
Hang on one moment, please.
Oh my god! You know what I love?
Need someone to feel good. Need someone to make
you
feel off right. I can't.
I love joining losing game of Call of Duty Cold War.
That's great.
Played some hardcore domination.
So no, RK Bro versus Styles and Omos is not currently set for Extreme Rules, but I feel like they'll
feel good. It took a second to clock.
Yes, I was.
Nice.
Yeah, I was. So, anyways, I'm really happy to talk about this. Up next, Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax. The partnership is finally over. Shayna choked out Jax. She murdered her arm. She murdered her. This is the Shayna Baszler I want to see. I'm so happy about it.
Kill Shayna, kill.
Kill Shayna, kill. Literally, during the draft, just draft Shayna to SmackDown, give her a fresh start, have her run through the entire roster, have her run it back with Becky by WrestleMania.
Have her
and right the wrong that they did at WrestleMania 36.
What did he say?
What?
Sorry. Yeah, no, you just said have her run through the roster. That was funny.
Run through the. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We're just gonna move past it, but yeah, that was the best Shayna's looked in a long, long time, and it's the right path she's going down right now. Just step in the right direction. That's where I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running on like not a lot of sleep, and my mind is still scrambled from SmackDown last night. But I'll talk about that. That's right, I'll talk about that later. Up next, I'm also really excited about this. It's a tag team match between Mustafa Ali and Mansoor, and the debuting tag team of Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. I'm so happy they paired them together.
Very nice. Yeah.
Now, Garza and Carrillo, for those of you who aren't aware by now, or haven't been made aware of this by now, Garza and Carrillo in real life are actual like cousins. They're family.
Oh,
so there's actual like backs. Yeah.
That's cool.
Did you not know that, Daniel?
No, I didn't. No, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's like this isn't like a random thrown together team. This is a team that actually like makes sense. And not to mention that Garza and Carrillo, they were the heels here. So technically, this is Humberto Carrillo's first heel run in WWE now.
Oh, you love it. You love it.
Oh, and not even to mention, Garza and Carrillo got the win. They won the match. Now, I'm kind of sad seeing Ali and Mansoor lose because, they're still trying to drive that story of them coming together as a team.
Mm.
But I absolutely love this team of Garza and Carrillo. Carrillo.
Oh wait, I got best play. Sorry, I'm playing COD.
Yeah, I know. Up next, it was a women's tag team titles match. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross versus Natalya and Tamina. Oh, Nikki Ash, Nikki Cross. Cross is fine. The only Cross I like on Raw. Ripley and Nikki won. They won the women's tag titles. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, yeah. It was really funny. It was really funny. Not funny, just sad. But crazy how Rhea and Nikki got a women's tag title shot before Shotzi and Knox on SmackDown.
Noxie,
and in their first shot, they won. No, what'd you just say?
Noxie.
No. Oh no, Twitter will tear that apart if that's their actual name.
It's not. That's
If
not
it
their
was
name.
though.
I'm just saying it because it sounds like Nazi, and that's funny.
I caught that. So up next, it's Alexa's Playground with #BowDown Charlotte Flair. You pulling a 2.0 on me?
I almost died. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Alexa's Playground with Charlotte Flair. It was actually a pretty good back and forth.
Fuck. Someone threw a Semtex at me.
Oh shoot. All right, fair enough. The segment ended with Bliss standing tall over Charlotte, whatever. I don't know. Up next, there was a match between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Jeff Hardy won the match. He'd be added to the U.S. title match at Extreme Rules, and Jeff Hardy won.
Die! I got. Sorry. I hit a 3-piece. It's fine.
That's perfect placement. I'm talking about Jeff Hardy, and you just say die. So yeah, the U.S. title match at Extreme Rules will now be Damian Priest defending against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Remember 2 weeks ago when people were complaining about Jeff Hardy chasing after the 24/7 championship for 1 week only?
That did happen.
That did happen. And now look at him now. Look at what actually is happening now.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. He missed all his shots on me, so I killed him. It's a shame.
That bit of silence into that was perfect. Main event time. Big E versus Bobby versus Roman. Absolutely beefy battle. It's big meaty men slapping meat.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
It was beautiful. And Roman won by spearing Lashley. It was Lashley. Yeah, it was Lashley.
Yeah, and Reigns won. They weren't having Roman lose, were they?
Nah. Why would you have Roman lose? But at the same time, why would you have Big E lose after he just won the title last week?
Yeah. True.
Who knows? But it was a solid main event. I didn't watch Raw, but I went back and specifically watched that match, and it was really good. And so yeah, that's the Raw recap. Now on to NXT. Now I actually didn't watch NXT either. No, I watched the second half. I watched the second half. I missed the first hour though. So apparently the show started with a little thing in the ring. Thing in the ring, huh? With Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Odyssey Jones, Braun Breaker, Ciampa, Cameron Grimes, Pete Dunne. I don't really know.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Yeah. It felt like Raw in 2014, where it was just everyone who was at least half involved in a story just comes out and shouts at each other in the ring. It's kind of annoying.
Fair enough. All right, so up next, it's the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Kushida defending against Roderick Strong. Finally, this match happens because Kushida had COVID a while back.
Oh yeah.
And anyways, Strong won the Cruiserweight Championship.
Nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Strong won, and the Diamond Mine celebrated in the ring. But then after the match, for some reason, Grayson Waller from 205 Live interrupted the celebration and wanted an NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Malcolm Bivens accepted the challenge on behalf of Strong. And so now on next week's NXT, or technically this is going out Monday, right?
It is indeed.
All right, yeah. So on tomorrow's NXT, Roderick Strong defends the Cruiserweight title against Grayson Waller. Okay. Anyways, after that, in a pre-taped interview, Tony D'Angelo had a little vignette. It was awesome.
Hey, Gabagool over here. Oh! I just want to say something.
Yep. Yes.
He has an Uncle Polly.
Yeah, he does.
He's also made some handshake agreements His family has a
True.
history of doing business deals. So looking forward to his inevitable storyline with Cameron Grimes, where he's gonna send that gabagool to the moon.
Yeah. So
Literally.
man, the episode Tony D'Angelo makes his debut is going to be the episode that Chop gives a 10 out of 10. If it's not, I
True.
will go to that dirt hole in North Carolina and I will destroy him.
North
That's Justin, that's the threat.
Carolina. I can't
I just
do it. Justin Roberts can
call
do it.
North Carolina a dirt hole.
You did.
Chop will
Very
agree.
heely.
Up next, I am a heel. That's right. I've turned heel. This is the heel freshly wheezed arc. Up next, my man Josh Briggs, and his tag team partner now, Brooks Jensen, explained how they became a team. Apparently, before the new version of NXT happened, they got in a bar brawl, and they gained enough respect for each other after the brawl that they decided to become a tag team.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I love Josh Briggs, and that team is solid, I would say, but it just feels weird. Like not as much build up. If you're gonna introduce a brand new tag team, like introduce them before their first match. Let us know what to expect first. That was like feel like that was the glaring issue with all the new talent brought into NXT last week and this week, is that we didn't really get much of an introduction before.
Happened. Yeah.
Yeah, because like they were just like brought out there. We were just told, "Hey, check out this brand new shiny toy. We're gonna play with it and break it before we throw it out in 2 months due to budget cuts." Anyways, up next there was a match between Kaylee Ray and Amari Miller, who I believe had a match on 205 Live like a week ago or something, and she actually won it. I don't know. Kaylee Ray squashed her. That's all there is to it. Kaylee Ray is gonna be the one to beat Raquel Gonzalez. There's no one else.
Probably.
It's not gonna be Frankie Monet. It's not gonna be Frankie.
Most likely not. No.
Most likely not. You never know. You know that old WWE thing. You know, anything can happen in the WWE. Yeah, life sucks and then you die. Up next.
Life
Oh, that was
sucks.
dark.
And then you die. Yeah, I'm Vince McMahon. How could you tell?
Up next there was a match between my man Trey Baxter and the debuting Dante Shen. I don't know. Anyways, the debuting Dante Shen won.
Yeah.
Basically did like Angel Garza's like wing clipper finisher.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but instead of like the butterfly suplex hold, it's just a regular suplex hold.
Okay.
It looked alright, but yeah. So yeah, Dante Shen won his debut, and I'm sad that Trey Baxter lost. But then in a backstage segment later on, Cora Jade tried cheering Trey Baxter up backstage, which is actually interesting considering that Cora Jade and Trey Baxter in real life are an actual couple. I feel like this is actually a great way, like if you're gonna use them as a couple, this is a great way to kind of segue. And it's also best that they do it now, as long as like everything works out. That if they're gonna bring them as a couple, it's best to do it now, like while they're still young in their WWE careers.
Yeah, it's best to have it from the outset.
It's like the Karrion Kross Scarlett thing, which, by the way, congrats on the engagement, Scarlett. Karrion Kross, kick rocks. Something that did scare me about that Cora Jade Trey Baxter segment, though, is that Cora Jade basically said something about being a superhero, and I think Trey Baxter took that a little too seriously, and I'm really scared that they're gonna make Trey Baxter a superhero gimmick. He's gonna, I don't know. I have no idea. Now,
watch him
this
become
next
maybe
part,
a superhero.
maybe a superhero. They're gonna rename him to be Trey Master. Take the backs out and replace it with Moss. I don't know. Up next, this is interesting. It's Cameron Grimes versus Joe Gacy, and we touched on this earlier. I'm just gonna explain this. I'm gonna explain what Bleacher Report wrote about it. Joe Gacy explained that he wanted the ring to be a safe space for conflict resolution. Said something about not wanting to use his male privilege or whatever.
Okay.
And then yeah, it was a fine match. For some reason, Joe Gacy dressed like he fought. His ring gear was like he was a bartender who like wrestles on the side because bartending is really not so favorable business or something. I don't know.
Actually,
Cameron Grimes won with the
cave-in.
cave-in.
Craft beers.
After the match, Joe Gacy like awkwardly tried like hugging Cameron Grimes, thanking him for a good match or something. I don't know. This was weird.
Yeah.
I feel like if they just left Joe Gacy alone, like and like not change his gimmick, he would have been just fine. Because Joe Gacy rules. Don't get me wrong, I love Joe Gacy, but like this is weird. Like this new character, like conflict resolution character, it could work if they stick with it.
Yeah, but it also couldn't.
It could. It's very hit or miss. As of right now, in the eyes of the main public, it's a miss. Is it a miss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Up next, Elektra Lopez made her in-ring debut against Anna Shear, which I actually looked into it, and it's Tesha Price from AEW Dark. So that's funny. Elektra Lopez pretty much dominated the entire match, and I would definitely say it's a lot. It was kind of similar to B-Fab's like debut match last week, but Elektra Lopez looks a bit more solid in the ring, like more comfortable.
Yeah.
They're definitely like it's obvious that they're building for B-Fab versus Elektra Lopez, and I'm kind of scared because B-Fab's squash match last week wasn't anything special. Elektra Lopez's squash match from this past week, while better, also wasn't anything special.
No, nothing to call home about.
Nah. It may just need to develop. It may just need time. Up next,
maybe.
Odyssey Jones won a squash match. Oh, I completely forgot. Earlier on in the show, there was like a backstage, like a little like vignette of like Andre Chase being like a university teacher or something, and like he dropped like 3 F-bombs. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, that happened. 1, 2,
2,
3, yeah, you
3,
happy? You happy
yeah,
now?
the rare NXT,
Unfortunately.
After that, there was a promo in the ring with the newly named Toxic Attraction. I actually really like the name. For Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane.
Yeah, I love Toxic.
I love Gigi Dolan, but never give her the mic again.
Yeah. Was that?
Or at least let her get some more work.
That's a sentry turret. Sorry. That was a sentry
in the main
turret.
event. Well, you better get ready. It's almost your turn. Up next, Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland in the main event. Braun Breaker. I gotta say, I'm still not completely sold on the name, but he's a freak of nature. I love him. I'm sold on him. If they want to put the belt on him, tomorrow, I'm all in.
Yeah, put the strap on Braun.
Anyways, yeah. Braun Breaker and Ciampa won the match. Breaker pinned Ridge to win the match.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's NXT. It's time. It's time for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Take it away, Daniel.
Oh fuck. Still in the game of domination.
It's my turn to queue up the Xbox.
I'm still in a game of domination. Give me a second.
You're just gonna cut this out.
I am gonna do that.
Stupid.
Oh no, we're losing B
Where's my controller?
objective. It's fine, we're not anymore. Oh, could you not stand there? Sorry, I become toxic when I play COD. I become the worst version of myself.
There's a worse version? I'm kidding. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't throw Semtex at me.
Where's my Xbox controller?
Die. Oh, fuck. I died. I was the one doing the dying.
Oh, you
Should we
you
just leave this
died?
in so everyone can just hear us let's playing? Everyone can hear
like you're let's
Duty.
playing COD. I'm gonna let's play 2K19.
Oh boy.
Because I got some BCW and LAW stuff to take care of. Because I've been horrendously slacking. Freshly wheezed, yeah, absolutely.
I will take C objective.
I'm still mad about all the sign mishandling that went on last night.
So am I. I wanted to see that sign, man.
Dude, I wouldn't even made it on TV anyways. I watched it back. I didn't make it.
No?
My seat didn't make it, no.
No, that sucks.
I thought our seats were like further over, like to the middle of the ring than they were.
Ah. Oh well. I'm sure your signs were
It's
great.
alright.
I saw the chop one, that was cool.
Yeah, and I made the Rick Boog sign, like I put like in lowercase, his name is Rick, and very small at the top, and then the rest of the poster in very large letters. I just put yeah.
You should have just not included the G and the Z at the end. It should have just been Rick Boog.
Rick, that would have made it funnier. That would have made it better. Sad.
Die! I'm dying. Don't run away from me, you Russian. Come back here, commie. Oh, I got blown up. Oh. Hold on, we're almost about to win. After this game, I will back out. There's just like we need like 10 more points, and I'm not leaving.
Oh my god.
I'm sure this is very riveting content for those listening at home.
Absolutely.
Ilya Dragunov is the only good Russian.
What about the ravishing Russian one?
She's from like Georgia or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
The state, not the country. Not the interesting one. Die! Yeah! I'm gonna teabag him. I'm gonna teabag on this guy. Simply because I'm annoyed because he's killed me 4 times.
How's Mace gonna feel about that?
Yeah. Get my shotgun. Booyah! And again! That's a hat trick! Woo!
Why did you turn into like the common like FIFA commentator?
I better get play the game for that. That was excellent. I just one-tapped 3 guys. Oh wait, this is me!
Nice.
This is me! 1! 2! 3! Clip that. That was a good. Okay. Okay, I leveled up from that, so at least I gained something. Okay, continue, dismiss, and I'm gonna back out of the session. Good stuff. Okay, AEW Grand Slam Dynamite, September 22nd, 2021. We opened with Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. Kenny shaved SMH. Don Callis was at
SMH.
ringside instead of on commentary. Thank God for that. JR said that Kenny left DNA on Danielson's chest. It's a little bit fruity, but okay. His chest did get lit up though. It was. I see those yes chants have
When
stuck.
does his chest not? When is it not? Like,
yeah. He tough as a $2 steak. Woo! Yeah, that twitching cell was something, wasn't it? It was. Eey. Don't do that again. Didn't like that.
yeah.
But the running V trigger was cool. Okay. Here's a little. That was one of the hottest crowds I've heard in a very long time. And then I'll quote for myself here. This is what I love about wrestling. Thousands of people coming together and enjoying this beautiful, crazy pseudo sport we all love so much. Being loud, getting involved, losing your voice. These things make wrestling so fun to not only watch, but especially to be a part of. For sure, the next time I can get my for damn sure, the first time I can get my ass to an AEW show.
We'll get to before Lana.
Yeah, probably will. Back to the match. Time limit draw. Yeah, I saw that coming. It was a good match. They kept fighting after the bell, and the Elite came out to save Kenny's rear end. Unlike Lana, I don't imagine she wants to save that. She wants to do something else to it. I'm sorry. The Young Bucks super kicked Brian and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Christian came out to save the day. They cleared house, and we go to commercials. Ooh, it's CM Punk time. He said that it's been a long time since professional wrestling had been in New York City. It's a little dig at the competition there on the other network. CM Punk is shirtless under that hoodie. I can hear Lana screaming from here. Without
we
the
all
S.
can.
Punk is great on the microphone, isn't he? MJF next. The only thing I want to take away from this match is that MJF is a cock sign. That was cool. It's Jericho and Hager next. Men of the Year, more like Boys of the Week. Ha! Ha ha ha! Yeah. Jake Hager likes to spank boys. So write that down in your calendar.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I thought I'd killed this bit, but apparently not. Jericho said dipshit. 1, He said jerk offs. 2, Jericho wants to snack on some big MMA meat, I think is to quote what he said. This is very homoerotic.
That's interesting.
We got up next is Malachi Black versus Cody, my wife's Black. Brandy got more of a pop than Cody. Brandy said the F word. 3. Arn tripped off the apron, and then Malachi used Black Mist and won.
Black Mist, Malachi Black. I get it.
Yeah, because it's like Satan.
Should have been Red Mist. Would have been way cooler.
Sure. Miro is talking about his god and his wife again. He demands pain, but she demands pleasure. Sometimes pain too. Thanks, Miro.
Whoa.
Here comes FTR in NWO gear. That was cool. It's Sting and Darby. Maintain that Darby has one of the best themes in AEW. And Sting and Darby won that one. And then the main event is Ruby Soho. This is Britt, I guess. Yeah, Britt won that one. Yeah. A Rampage Grand Slam. Hobbs versus Punk opened that one. It's a clobbering time. Yeah, CM Punk and Trunks again.
CM Trunks is here to stay.
Yep. CM Punk did a middle finger. 1. Oh god, I typed that out, didn't I? Oh god, I'm gonna have to read this. Taz said that Excalibur was sandwiched between him and Starks. I'd like to be sandwiched between Hook and another hook.
That's
got knocked
everyone in
off the apron.
IGWC, bro.
Someone check on Hook, make sure he's okay. Punk won, but seriously, someone check on Hook. Okay, super click next. You know it's all about the boom. Adam Cole, baby. Well, that was really loud, by the way. The Adam Cole, baby. It was. Christian Cage looked great for like his age. And then Jurassic Express. Yeah, guess who won that match? It's the Men of the Year with Dan Lambert now. Jericho and Hager. What is Hager wearing, by the way? What was that? It was something.
I didn't see it. I didn't get to watch it back.
They were like very, very tight MMA shorts and only very, very tight MMA shorts.
Of course they were.
And then we come into hour 2 of with Jericho and Hager with a pair of ankle locks on the Men of the Year. The Men of the Year won via shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Jericho and Hager bring Lambert into the ring. Taz said that Hager was undefeated in MMA. Ha 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 ha. That's what we in the business call foreshadowing. Here comes Junior Dos Santos, Andrei Arlovsky, Paige Van Zandt, and Jorge Masvidal. They attacked Jericho and Hager. Yeah. Jericho ate a running knee from Masvidal. LOL. Lucha Bros versus Santana and Ortiz. Lucha Bros and Santana and Ortiz versus Private Party and the Butcher and the Blade. Here's Orange Cassidy. Cassidy leveled Jack Evans. That was a fun match to watch. I think the tag division is the best part of AEW, to be honest. And of course, the Lucha Bros and Santana and Ortiz took the win there. And Matt Hardy is backstage with Switchblade Tony Schiavone. Matt Hardy seemed very upset. So he challenged Orange Cassidy to a hair versus hair match against Jack Evans. Right. Here's the Sammy Guevara bit. I don't know. Oh, it's Miro. Miro attacked him and Fuegi. Lol.
Fuegi Babga.
Fuegi Babga. And then it's Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. Penelope won via brass knuckle shenanigans. And Ty Conti came out, but Penelope and the Bunny lay her out too. The HFO stands by the ring, but here comes Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander. And now all of the Dark Order. Please stop attempting to break up the Dark Order.
Yeah, don't break up Dark Order. I know they're like teasing it or whatever.
Up next,
and Hangman's gonna be the one to bring them back together, but like,
yeah.
No.
Up next is a backstage bit. It's the same backstage bit they do every week on Rampage. It's sexual chocolate. With Suzuki and Archer and Mox and Eddie. They did some talking, but now it's time for lights out. The Suzuki incident was not repeated. Big pop.
Very big pop.
Yeah, it was a great night for music there, by the way, in terms of theme songs. You know, you got Wild Thing, and then you got the Suzuki one. And Mox and Suzuki had a chair off. That was cool. And then Kingston and Suzuki traded chops.
That's nice. That's really
Eddie
good.
Kingston brought out an American table, but it would have been better if they had some of those solid steel Japanese tables. That would have been better. And Archer brings out the strap. And then he attempted to hang John Moxley, a la Big Boss Man. Yeah, that was. Ooh. We come back with John Moxley with his arms tied together with duct tape. Ooh.
Ooh. Tie me up like that. Wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
there it is. The producer cut away from the kendo stick shots. Why would you do that, producer man? And that's homicide? Question mark.
It's homicide, baby.
And then Mox and Kingston went after. Kingston pummels Archer with a trash can and a kendo stick. Mox and Suzuki continue fighting after the bell, which I thought was funny. And that was Grand Slam. What did you think of Grand Slam? I enjoyed it. Oh, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was
Both Dynamite and Rampage. I feel like Dynamite obviously was stronger than Rampage, but each show did have their weak points.
Yeah.
Anything with the Hardy family office is weak for me.
Agreed
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah, unfortunately.
Same with Jericho, really.
I think
That
it was
varies.
destined for Rampage, not Rampage, Dynamite to be a little bit better because the crowd wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Y-
you have
Because
to
Rampage
understand, by
was
the
taped
time it came
after
around to
Dynamite.
Rampage, it was taped after Dynamite and Dark Elevation. So by the time you got
Yeah,
to the
fair
start
enough.
of Rampage, the crowd had already sat through 3 hours of wrestling. Damn good wrestling at that too. They were tired, probably, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright,
so yeah, it was fun. Good stuff.
So now I get to do a special, pretty much one time only, SmackDown review until
Yeah.
we're not switching again, are we? We're never switching again, are we?
No.
Yeah, I figured. So, for those of you who haven't realized it by now,
You're
because we
more than
talked about
welcome
it
to
a
do
few times
SmackDown if
already.
you want, by the way. I'll just do AEW. That's fine with me.
Oh, okay. So I'll just do WWE, you do AEW.
Yeah, from here on
All
out,
right.
I am the
Hey,
official Cobra Twist AEW correspondent.
you heard it here
You're
first,
the
folks.
you're the
Yeah.
Fed boy.
I thought you said Fat Boy at first. That's gonna say true.
It's better than than the other thing that could have been like that. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
So, anyways, for those of you who haven't heard or like realized it by now, I was at SmackDown. Well, this will go out on Monday. So I was at SmackDown this past Friday night
Indeed,
at the
you
Wells
were.
Fargo Center in Philadelphia, and you know what? I loved it. It was a lot of fun. So I'll break it down. Break it down. Nah, for real though. Love you, Trip.
Generation X. Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, my voice currently cannot go above a high pitch, a certain pitch, because of all the screaming I did last night. So, the dark matches. The first dark match was Dakota Kai and Aaliyah versus Casey Catanzaro and Xia Li, and Casey and Xia won. It was a fun little match or whatever. Weird teams,
Yeah.
but you know what? I got to see Dakota Kai wrestle live. I'm very happy about that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
After that, it was Austin Theory, who I popped hard for, versus debuting a new like cowboy gimmick or whatever against Shane Thorne, which I also popped even harder for. For those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Shane Thorne fan.
Oh yeah.
He commented one time in the comments of a BCW main event match. That was awesome. Shane Thorne supports the cause. I love you, Shane. Never change. Also, if you ever get a DM from me saying that I love you, please don't respond because then it'll give me the biggest Travis Banks vibes. Anyways, yes, that's an early reference from the new IGWC. It's an early one.
Yeah.
It was a really pretty good match. The crowd was loving Shane Thorne. And yeah, Shane Thorne won. Theory played the heel, obviously. Shane was the face. Shane Thorne won. I was really happy to see that. It was a pretty decent match. It was very nice. I'm curious to see like what they do with Shane Thorne, because considering that he is actually a part of SmackDown. Oh, and then the third squash match, not squash match. Well, it was a squash match. The third dark match was Keith Bearcat Lee against some random jobber. I got to see Keith Lee wrestle live, and it was glorious. Oh my god! I mean, like, he was supposed to be a heel. Like, he wrestled like a heel. The crowd would not stop cheering for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either if I was there. I would be.
Yeah.
I would pop hard.
It was great. Keith Lee destroyed that poor guy, and the jobber's tights read "Best in the world."
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, Keith Lee won. I don't mind the nickname, by the way, Bearcat, because you know it's like a reference. I believe Bearcat, right?
I mean, fair enough. It's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not
Like,
the
I
worst
still
thing
think
I've
of
ever
him.
heard.
I still think of him as Limitless Keith Lee, but Bearcat, that's fine. I love Keith Lee. I love Keith Lee. Mwah. Sexiest man in WWE. Don't tell Drew McIntyre Sheamus I said that. Anyways, on to the main show. So SmackDown opened with a Becky Lynch promo. It was a really good Becky Lynch promo, I thought at least. Bianca interrupted. They shared words, hyping up their match at Extreme Rules. Becky slapped Bianca, which on screen and in person looked very weak.
Yeah,
Becky
wasn't the best slap in the world.
Nah. But that's good. It's a good sign because, you know, Becky Lynch wasn't made for the Divas division, so
yeah,
it's a good thing she's not good at slapping. If she was, she would have had a very successful career in the Divas division. But no, she's our women's champion, and it should always be women's. God, the Divas division was terrible. But anyways, I'm too busy ranting here.
It was. Oof.
Remember in 2015 where they wouldn't shut up about the Divas revolution? Oh God. Look at where we started versus where we are now. There's a lot of women's action on SmackDown, actually, and I'll get into more of that in a second. After the slap, Becky went for the manhandle slam on Bianca, and she countered it, and she hit the KOD. And Bianca got a little bit of momentum heading to Extreme Rules, so that's nice at least. I have no idea who's going to win that match at Extreme Rules, but we'll get more into that later. Up next, it was the IC title match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Apollo Crews. It was a nice little match. I screamed so hard for Rick Boogs. I had a sign. I don't know if I talked about the signs yet. So I originally had 3 signs. Well, I didn't mention one of them. I mentioned the Rick Boogs sign. I originally had 3 signs, but one of them got messed up in like the parking lot because of the wind, so I ended up not using it. That sign said Ski Wo.
Aww.
I'm very sad about that. I'm very sad. I didn't really have much room to hold up signs because the lady that sat next to me was absolutely unbearable. Like she kept like spreading her legs out and like pushing me for like more room, but like it was very like tightly packed. And I'm not a small person. I'm not by any means a small person. I am 6'2".
Welcome to the club, brother. Yeah.
I am 6'2". I am a large guy.
Yeah, it's tough out
But
here.
anyways, the IC title match, Nakamura won with like the thing where he does like the armbar, but instead of doing an armbar, he did a roll up, and he won that way. So that was pretty good. It's fun seeing Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs live. Like, it's so cool. Like the guitar sounded great live, by the way. I just want to say that.
Yeah,
I don't know how it sounded on TV. It sounded bad on TV, but it sounded beautiful live. It sounded absolutely beautiful.
However they do the sound. Hey, WWE, if you want to employ me, I will come and do your sound. For Rick Boogs, because I know what I'm doing.
Work for who?
The Federation, unfortunately.
But like who in the Federation? Who's the guy?
What
I'm trying to get you to do the line.
I am not your dancing monkey. I will not just say the line. It has to come naturally. You have to buy me a drink first.
All right, fine. Okay. So yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura was saying, and Commander Aziz and Rick Boogs had a thing on the outside where Rick Boogs deadlifted Aziz and like hit him with a belly to belly suplex. That was good. Rick Boogs is the man. Up next, there was a match between Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega. Oh crap! Before the match, there was a Seth Rollins promo. Like it was like a vignette on the screen. His suit was really weird. It was like a fully red suit. It was like a pink dress shirt. I don't know. Anyways, after that, there was a match between Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega. I'm so happy I got to see Liv Morgan live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that, Chris?
Anyways,
The silence is telling.
yeah. But anyways, so yeah, after an outside distraction from Carmella, Zelina Vega hit Liv Morgan with a code red, and she won the match.
Very nice.
I got to see Zelina Vega's first win in literally 1 calendar year.
Wow.
The last match she won in WWE was in September of 2020 against Mickie James on an episode of Raw.
Wow. Jesus,
So literally,
right.
her last win was a year ago.
Wow.
Keep in mind, she did get fired and then re-signed, and she's only been re-signed for like 2 months, but still. So yeah, the match was pretty good. Both ladies like moved like really well in the ring. Like all jokes aside, like they were really good. There's a lot of like talk between like online between Liv Morgan being overrated or underrated. So like she's very smooth in the ring, but she definitely needs some more like character work.
Yeah.
Not even character work, but like talking wise, like promo wise.
Yeah, her character is quite good, but it's like she isn't exactly the best on the microphone, which
No.
you know,
in all fairness, though,
I
Liv
don't
Morgan
expect her
is
to be The Rock, but
yeah. In all fairness, Liv Morgan is also still very young.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
She's
sure.
27. And while like you could compare her to like Rhea Ripley, who's like got all the tools needed to carry WWE for like the next 20 years.
100%.
So
I
anyways,
hope she does.
that happened. Yeah. Oh, and I'll talk more about Rhea Ripley in a bit too. Anyways. Up next, there was a brand new talk show segment with Happy Corbin called Happy Talk. I absolutely, oh man, Baron Corbin rules. This whole stuff with like the broke Baron Corbin and now the Happy Corbin. Oh man, I'm a fan.
There's a lot of
I'm
people out there who don't
100%
seem to
a
be
fan.
a fan of it, but I love it. It's an amazing bit.
I love it. Like Corbin has always been a good heel, but like this is his best work.
It's amazing.
This is the best work he's done in years since the Lone Wolf.
Wow, that's a statement.
I mean it.
I agree.
Like Constable Corbin, pass. King Corbin, pass. This is where it's at for me since the Lone Wolf, because the Lone Wolf ruled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and in Happy Talk, basically Corbin just like showed off and like was a heel to the crowd. He talked about like how much he loves his life, like how rich and successful he is. Then he basically just like downing Kevin Owens. And then Kevin Owens came out. Oh, the pop for Kevin Owens' music hitting was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that large pop you hear at the beginning of Kevin Owens' theme before it dies down, that's legit. That's not like piped in. That's not it in any way. That's legitimate. And it's beautiful. It's just a loud burst of noise and then it slowly dies down, but you can still hear the cheers. Anyways, yeah. KO never made it to the ring to attack Happy Corbin as he was ambushed by the returning Riddick Moss, Mojo Rawley's former defensive lineman. The last time we saw Riddick Moss was on Raw Underground. Man, those were the days.
Wow. Okay, we're going back a bit.
He's been injured since then. And yeah, I was the only person in my entire section who knew who Riddick Moss was. I was freaking out.
Wow.
I'm such a nerd for wrestling. Plus, it also makes sense because I think Riddick Moss used to be with Mojo Rawley, and Mojo Rawley has a football past. And now he's with Corbin, and Corbin has a football past, so it kind of makes sense. Up next, there was a match between Nikki Cross. I can't do Nikki Ash. Nikki Cross and Natalya. I didn't realize I was gonna get to see Nikki in real life, but then I heard Nikki's theme play, and then the pop for "This Is My Brutality." That's where I lost most of my voice. Yeah, it was great.
To be fair, I would too.
Yeah, it was a fine match. It was fine. The crowd went like dead for Natalya and Tamina.
Yeah.
Like all the hype over Nikki and Rhea arriving, and then you just hear Natalya's theme playing, and just the crowd goes absolutely mild.
And the crowd goes mild.
Literally. Nikki won with
Yeah.
a small package. And then after the match, Shotzi and Nox.
Noxie, if you will.
Noxie, if you will, yeah. Shotzi and Nox arrived on the tank, and they literally shot the tank, like from the tank, at Rhea and Nikki. So yeah, seeing that match is going to be really good. I'm excited for that. Because, it's new and fresh. Plus, literally, you have Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox all in one match. All that talent. I'm a fan of all of those, and I can't. It's weird talking. I don't know. I didn't prepare any of this. I'm just going off what I know, what I remember.
Coming off the dome.
Literally. Ooh, so anyways, there was a backstage like little recorded segment with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, and like Dominic kind of like lashed out at Rey, and after Rey basically like left, and then Sami Zayn came into the shot and told Dominic to like try and trust his own instincts instead of his dad. So I think Sami Zayn like cool. Trying to like plant the seeds for a Mysterio split. Are they gonna split the Mysterios?
I think that's the way that Rey retires. I think. I want to see Dominic retire.
It's how Rey should retire.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio should retire, and his final match should be putting Dominic over.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Like, don't get me wrong, that match happens, Dominic should win.
Absolutely.
And you can
not even like a half a question.
What just scares me is that the timing of it all. We could end up getting Rey Mysterio's retirement at Rey Mysterio 38.
WrestleMania, yeah.
WrestleMania 38.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Anyways,
if they're doing it this soon, I don't see how they're going with this story, because it's like it's a bit soon to be setting up WrestleMania matches, you know. Like I don't know.
I mean, they set up John Cena versus The Rock in the main event of WrestleMania 28 a year in advance.
But that's John Cena versus The Rock. Not to be like.
No disrespect to Rey or Dominic
no
Mysterio,
disrespect
but
to Rey here, but that's a mid-card match.
Yeah. Anyways, after that, Naomi came down to the ring, and oh man, Naomi's entrance live is great.
I know, it's great, right?
It's a beautiful visual. Oh, you've gotten to see Naomi live, right?
Yeah,
her entrance is incredible. I have literally, I think I just recorded her entire entrance.
Which we won't be putting on screen here for copyright reasons.
Oh yeah, literally, I want to talk about that real quick. The security did not want people like recording. My sister got yelled at one point for recording. Literally, for recording the Seth Rollins promo.
It's funny how they enforce that at TV, but they don't at
they enforce
house
that.
shows.
Yeah.
The house show, every house show I've been to, they like almost don't care.
Yeah. So as Naomi came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naomi came out and she demanded a match. She was setting up for an open challenge, but then Sonya Deville, the birthday girl, on Friday, basically ordered Naomi's mic to get cut and sent security out to escort her out of the ring.
I love the way they're setting this up.
I love it too. This is basically what they were teasing with the Sonya Liv Morgan story back at Money in the Bank, but only difference is that they're doing it better. They're doing it the right way.
Oh, so much better.
Like, because of Bailey getting injured, they scrapped that story and just put Liv and Money in the Bank and gave Carmella a title shot or whatever. I don't really remember how it went. It's a little bit fuzzy. But yeah, I love this. Because obviously this is setting up for Sonya Deville's in-ring return.
Which I'm
And also,
looking
because
forward to.
Because also they've been teasing like whether or not Sonya Deville was going to be a a heel or face, like authority figure. Like she'd been playing the heel one a lot compared to Adam Pearce, but she's also had her face moments as an authority figure on TV. But like this story with Naomi is solidifying the heel.
Because previously it was a bit like, tough but fair kind of, but now it's like full heel, and I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was nuclear heat for Sonya too.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Can I just say, like, out there? The crowd, I think, apart from Roman, I think Naomi got the pop of the night. Apart from Roman. Actually. I'm pretty sure it was her.
Yeah, I can see she's over. She's really over.
Yeah. So, after that, the main event was Roman Reigns versus Montez Ford. So I kind of didn't really talk about this much. But throughout the show, there was an interview earlier in the show with Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Where he basically like insulted the Usos and the Bloodline and whatnot. And and basically after Roman Reigns heard about it, he demanded that Paul Heyman make Roman versus Montez for that night. And then basically Heyman went to Pearce and Deville and got it confirmed.
Yeah.
And yeah, Montez versus Roman, it was a really good match, I thought. It was very good. There was one point, and oh man, it was beautiful to see it live. But like when Montez stepped on the announce table to jump off it and get to Roman, and as soon as he steps on it and puts his weight on it, it just caves in. Yeah. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
I saw the clip on Twitter of Pat McAfee before the show when Pat was coming out. Where he came
I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah, he came out to enter Sandman with like a
he literally did Sandman's entrance without the beer can.
Yeah. It was amazing. I saw someone say like, "Oh, if only Pat McAfee hadn't hit that kendo stick."
Yeah.
That was quite good.
So anyways, it was a great match. Roman forced Montez to tap out to the guillotine, which, by the way, if you think like Montez is like extremely like athletic and can jump very high, like on TV, it's so surreal seeing it IRL. I'm so mad he didn't do a tope because I was waiting the entire match for him to do a tope to Roman so I could record it.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, I did record the From the Heavens though. I did record that though. It wasn't his best, but it still looked pretty cool. But yeah, Montez Ford. I feel like this match has set him up for a singles run in the future, like when the Street Profits have like run their course.
Which hopefully won't be soon.
No, don't bring up the Street Profits anytime soon. But when you do, Montez Ford is going to be the breakout star.
Oh, for sure.
He's got all the tools. He's great in the ring. He's got charisma for days. He can hold his own on his own. Not to mention, he's also still very young. He's only 31. He's got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing all this stuff in WWE.
Fresh. He has a long run ahead of him, I think.
Yeah.
And it'll be a long
run. Yeah. So then after Reigns versus Montez, Roman brought the Usos out and they continued like beating up Ford, whatever. They put him through a table. And then the lights went out. Smoke filled the arena. Lighting came on. It was red. And all you saw was the demon Finn Balor at the top of the ring post, staring down, like literally like the Antichrist, staring down at Roman and the Usos. It was marvelous.
Oh, I bet.
I have that on film as well, which we won't put it up here, obviously.
Yeah.
We will not put that on the screen right now. But it was great. It was so great. And then Finn took out the Usos and Roman to end the televised part of the show. The dark main event was Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. I got to see Becky Lynch wrestle. Yeah. It was a solid match. It was a very solid match. Becky won after raking Bianca's eyes and rolling her up for a 3 count. But it was still really nice. It was great seeing Becky Lynch live. I missed when I went to a live show in Wildwood back in 2016 and I didn't get to see Becky live.
I got to see Becky live at the last house show I was at, which was like some time ago. That was good. That was fun. Yeah. She's great.
Got to see Sasha and Charlotte though. But, like, I got to see a Summer Rae match live.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's 2016 in a nutshell.
That's how far back we're going, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, literally, I got to see the Big Show squash Breezango after they lost the match to the Golden Truth. I got to see Titus O'Neil wrestle in 2016 live.
Wow. Jesus.
But yeah, that's my review of SmackDown. Chop gave it a 3 out of 10. I honestly think that even if I wasn't there live, I would have given it higher because it was a pretty decent show.
I don't know, man. It was good, but
I will say though, it's a much different vibe. It's a much different vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure. When you're at a show, you don't think about it objectively. Yeah. You're sitting in it, like it's a whole different experience.
Like, if I was at this week's Raw instead of this week's SmackDown, I might have given it a 10 out of 10 in a rating of my own. Like, you never know. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible in the world of Freshly Wheezed.
True. The Freshly Wheezed cinematic universe. All right, the recaps have gone on long enough. What's next?
Yeah, we've rambled on. I think it's time for let's make you guess a thing.
Okay, good.
You ready to do this bit?
Yes, as ready as I ever am. Shoot.
Same as I ever was. So
Ever Rise.
Up on screen. No. Up on screen, you will see a wheel. I'm gonna spin the wheel, and then I will start a timer, and Chris, you are gonna have to guess.
So what was last week's time?
It was 47 seconds, I think. Was it? Yeah, it was about 47 seconds. So.
All right, 47. So I have to try and beat 47 seconds.
You do indeed. The wheel is spinning. Now, let's see what we get. Okay. Everyone see that up on screen?
It's another 2015 event.
It's not, actually. Okay. It's up on screen. Everyone see that? Okay. Chris?
Yes.
Your event is SummerSlam 2016, and your time starts now.
Oh, let's go. Okay, Cena versus Styles. Lesnar versus Orton. Ambrose versus Ziggler for the WWE title. Rollins versus Balor for the Universal title. Charlotte versus Sasha for the Raw Women's title. There wasn't a SmackDown title yet. So it was Becky, Naomi, and Carmella versus the returning Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya. It was a 6-women's tag. Shoot, what else? Miz had a match, I think. It was Miz versus Apollo for the IC title.
It was.
Roman versus Rusev was supposed to happen for the US title, but that's not a match because that never happened. Sheamus versus Cesaro had their first in the best of 7. Sami Zayn and Neville, for some reason, had a match against the Dudley Boys on the pre-show, and they won.
Did, yeah.
Tag titles. New Day versus Gallows and Anderson?
Yes.
Okay. Did I get everything?
No.
What?
You don't have the first match on the main card.
So I'm missing a.
And
no,
you also don't have the first match of the pre-show.
Oh, the actual show opener was Jericho versus Enzo and Cass.
It was.
Because they made a big deal about Enzo and Cass being from New York or whatever. And pre-show. What was pre-show?
I'll give you a hint. It was a 12-man tag. I'll take 6 of the members. Oh,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
It's just SmackDown's tag division, isn't it? SmackDown tag division.
It
Usos.
basically was.
All right, Usos, American Alpha, Breezango.
Uh-huh.
I'm just listing the teams that could have been in there.
Hell, I'll give you it.
Bros.
I'll give you it. Okay. I stopped the timer. I stopped the timer. I gave you it.
Okay.
I said I'll take 6 members.
I know that's what you meant.
I said I'll take 6 members. So
Ascension. That was the last team.
The Ascension was in there. Indeed, they were. I stopped the timer a little bit late there, but we'll take off about a half a second for my incompetence. So this week was 1 minute 57.
All right.
I think what's happened is the first week you got lucky, and we've been trying to build on that. But when you get a 12-match card like this, where there's lots of members and matches and stuff, it's difficult, and I get that.
I gotta stop rambling. I gotta stop rambling about each match.
Yeah, but so 1 minute 57 isn't bad. That's pretty good for 12 matches.
Cause like, what were the other ones where I hit like under a minute? It was like Extreme Rules 2015.
Yeah.
What was the first one where like we started timing it?
I'm not sure. Actually,
I don't remember.
That's a good question, but you did not terrible. Well, that wasn't awful.
Yeah.
So what should we do next?
I have my list for ranked if you're ready. Yeah,
let's
I
do
have my
ranked.
list for ranked.
Okay.
So ranked.
Who's going first?
Now, also just to clarify for this week's ranked, obviously we normally record this on Saturday. Tomorrow for us is Extreme Rules. So in honor of that,
probably do predictions, shouldn't we?
We'll do that after.
Yeah.
So in honor of that, this week's ranked will be our top 5 Extreme Rules pay-per-view main events.
Indeed, it will be.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first, sure.
Okay.
So I don't have any honorable mentions. I've just got 5 here. So my first and my number 5 is Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at Extreme Rules 2012. That was an Extreme Rules match.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, the silence is terrifying.
Sorry. Yeah. No. There's. It's just me. I'm listening. It was a good match.
I have
You're
Hardy
right.
and Punk at 2010. Where Punk cashed in. 2009. Sorry. Yeah, I've written that in wrong. Yeah, 2009. Because that's when Punk cashed in. And then gonna get some hate for this. My number 3 is the Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman Wyatt Swamp fight from 2020.
The Swamp fight.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not on my list, but you know what? I'll give you it.
I enjoyed the cinematic match.
Fair enough. It was one of the weaker cinematic matches from last year, in my opinion, but I still liked it.
In my opinion, it's the weakest cinematic match WWE put out. But
yeah, it's still great. But when you're comparing it to like the Boneyard or the Funhouse,
it's nowhere near the Funhouse or the Boneyard. No.
Or that one from Backlash between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, or the Randy Orton Edge one, which was technically cinematic.
Oh shit! It was. Yeah.
And then we have Lesnar versus Triple H in the Steel Cage at 2013. It's my number 2. Because obviously I'm a sucker for Lesnar and Triple H. And then my number 1 is the last man standing match between John Cena and Batista at Extreme Rules 2010.
Wow.
I believe this is the one where John Cena taped Batista's feet together, and if you look at the poster for that show, oh, it's terrifying. Boy, is it terrifying. I had the DVD of this as a kid. That was hey. Yeah,
All right, so yeah, pretty good list. I like that list.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
actually
This
need to
this
go
was
through.
the one
I
where Cena
look at some
taped
real quick.
Batista's feet to the ring post.
Yeah. Now we have
That
a
was funny.
few similarities on our list, but
Okay.
I have like two differences. So I don't have any honorable mentions either.
Right.
But here are my top 5. Number 5, I have the Fatal 5-Way from Extreme Rules 2017. It was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe versus Bray Wyatt. Winner would go on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title
Okay.
at Great Balls of Fire.
You should have
I
known
can't wait
any
till
right
one
in my
day have to
brain.
get.
Yeah,
I can't wait to have to one day guess through that pay-per-view.
well, that's gonna be something.
So yeah, I thought it was a very solid match, very chaotic throughout. Samoa Joe winning the match was awesome, and at the time, the prospect of Lesnar versus Joe, like of it that it was going to actually happen, but then it actually did happen, and it didn't fully meet expectations, but still, it was a great match.
Oh, for sure.
Number 4, I have Brock versus Cena from Extreme Rules 2012. Gruesome match.
Agreed.
Very
bloody.
solid return for Brock Lesnar, although he really should have won here. Brock
Probably
really should.
yeah.
I think Brock should have won. Because after the loss at WrestleMania, basically they were trying to tell the story of Cena being on this downward spiral.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big
in him beating Brock Lesnar after that. I mean, I guess technically it did give Cena momentum back, but you're also killing all of Brock's momentum after returning for the first time in 8 years. I mean, Brock would end up gaining that like monstrous like heel heat back in the feud with Triple H, and I will be talking about that in just a minute, actually.
Oh, that feud was, was something. I love that.
Now, number 3, this is technically 2 matches, but it's still the same thing. It's Jeff Hardy versus Edge from Extreme Rules 2009, which then led to Punk versus Hardy because of Punk's cash-in. The Punk cash-in was awesome. I loved that. But also the match between Hardy and Edge that came before that, where Jeff Hardy won the World Heavyweight title, was a really solid match. I loved the finish of Hardy pulling Edge's legs through like the rungs of the ladder and basically trapping him and forcing him to watch as Hardy climbed the ladder and grabbed the title. I loved that. It was really creative. Not to mention the fall that they both took from the top of the ladder through another ladder at ringside, and Hardy basically overshooting the ladder and just plopping on the floor. Solid match, and Punk cashing in was great. Punk had a match earlier in that show too, I'm pretty sure. It was like Umaga or Kane or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember. We'll end up talking about that later on.
I have like a feeling it was Umaga, I think.
It was Umaga or Kane. I know he feuded with both of them at some point for like 2008, 2009. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, it was Umaga. It was a Samoan strap match. So number 2, I have Brock Lesnar versus Triple H inside of the steel cage in the main event of Extreme Rules 2013.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a very good match. It was like absolutely brutal. Lesnar winning to technically end the Lesnar Triple H feud was great. Absolutely great. And then it kind of told a weird story after Extreme Rules of Triple H not really having what it takes in the ring anymore. Because then the night after Extreme Rules 2013, Paul Heyman brought in Curtis Axel as the next Paul Heyman guy. And then Curtis Axel went on to beat Triple H.
Then there was that weird thing where like Triple H kind of half fainted at ringside. That was
something. That was weird. I remember watching that live on Raw.
So do I. Yeah. Well, not live, but the next morning.
Yeah. And then number 1, I'm surprised you didn't mention this match, or at least I don't think you mentioned this match. Number 1, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles from Extreme Rules 2016.
I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah.
You didn't. That match was friggin' great.
It
Everything.
was
The
pretty
match
good.
itself, they brawled all around the arena. A lot of table bumps and stuff and whatnot. It was a great match. Again, I would wish that AJ would have won, but then at the same time, AJ ended up winning and wound up winning the title later in the year.
Yeah.
And then how can we not talk about Seth Rollins returning from injury post match to pedigree Roman Reigns
Oh, true.
and
Yeah.
declare he was coming back for the WWE title? That was so great because it was kind of rumored, but no one was actually expecting it. It was a funny thing, hey,
yeah.
imagine Seth Rollins shows up tonight. And then he actually did, and the crowd still lost their minds. Everyone lost their minds. Yeah, it was great. Great, great match. So that's my ranked list.
Yeah, that was great. So
every now and then I have a gem of a ranked list.
Yeah, and then every now and then you have a ECW television title.
Every now and then I have a list without Brett versus Owen.
Yeah.
I watched that match back, and I would just. I also watched Brett
or
versus Austin back, and I would just like to say I've made some very poor decisions in my life.
yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
I don't
Oh,
even
boy.
remember what my ranked list actually was, but I would have thrown them on. Not at the end, but near the top.
Where they belong.
Yes.
Would you like to do this day in wrestling?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Today is September 25th.
Yes, it is.
We're gonna do On This Day in Wrestling, 1967 in Madison Square Garden in New York, New York. World champion of the WWF, Bruno Sammartino retained his title against former world-class bodybuilder Hans Mortier after a 40-minute time
Hans
limit draw.
Mortier. Oh,
Yes.
wow.
1993, Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels left WWF with the belt still in his possession. Michaels was suspended for failing a drug test, which he denies. And then he walked out on the company. He would make his return later that year at Survivor Series. In 1993, Jimmy Superfly Snuka makes his WWF return at MSG House Show, and he faces off against debuting Brian Christopher, otherwise known as Grandmaster Sexay. In 2000, Vince Russo defeated Booker T in a steel cage match to win the WCW Championship on Monday Nitro. The world collectively put their head in their hands. Thanks, Hooked on Wrestling, for that one. And then also in 2000, for the first time ever, an episode of Monday Night Raw took place on a channel that wasn't the USA Network. It moved to TNN, which later became Spike TV, and stayed on that channel for 5 years before returning to USA. In 2006, John Cena defeated Lita by pinfall in 47 seconds with one arm tied behind his back.
Oh, man.
Earlier
that
in the
statement
evening,
is crazy.
Yeah. Earlier in the evening, Triple H and Shawn Michaels ran through 3 separate tag teams in a gauntlet match. In 2007, the Cruiserweight Championship, then held by Hornswoggle, was retired. It would not return until 2016. In my opinion, it should have stayed retired.
Yeah.
In 2016, British Promotion Progress held their Chapter 36 event at the O2 Academy in London. Among the competitors appearing that night were Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, Dave Mastiff, Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommy End, who later became known as Aleister Black, or Malachi Black as he's now known.
As he's
And
now
also in
known on
2016,
TNT.
Clash of Champions took place in Indianapolis, Indiana, with 5 different championships on the line. Roman Reigns defeated Rusev by pinfall to win the United States Championship, and in the main event, Kevin Owens retained the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. And
wasn't that the first Beat the Clock?
Was it? That sounds about right, you know.
And we started timing me. We definitely did that recently.
Yeah. Okay. And then September 26th. We'll skim through this one. In 1999, in Charlotte, North Carolina, WWF Unforgiven took place. In the main event, Triple H won the vacant WWF Championship in a 6-pack challenge against The Rock, Mankind, Kane, Big Show, and the British Bulldog. Sorry, I just died on COD. I'm doing 2 things at once here. And it's very professional. It's my teammate. How do I get back into the flow? The pay-per-view will be remembered for the Kennel from Hell match between the Big Boss Man and Al Snow. A cage match inside the Hell in a Cell structure. It was a steel cage match which was inside the Hell in a Cell structure with vicious Rottweilers in between. Thankfully, the gimmick wasn't used again. In 2009, Ring of Honor Glory by Honor 8, the final countdown, came from the Manhattan Center in New York. Bryan Danielson defeated Nigel McGuinness via submission in the night's main event, and would be the last time that either man wrestled for Ring of Honor before leaving for other companies. Of course, Bryan Danielson went on to WWE as Daniel Bryan, and Nigel McGuinness went on to TNA, and then made his way to NXT UK.
WWE.
Yeah. And then 2011, after Raw went off the air, WWE held a fatal 5-way Hell in a Cell match for the fans in attendance. Man. It was a 5-minute match in which John Cena defeated Alberto Del Rio, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. And then in 2017, on 205 Live, Neville defeated Arya Daivari in what would be Neville's last televised match for the company. He quit the following week.
Oh, man.
Sorry. This guy had been chasing me around and shooting at me for the last, minute, and he missed all the shots, and then I killed him. Noob. And then September 27th, the day this comes out, so, remember when Jericho lost his belt at Outback Steakhouse?
Yeah.
A similar thing happened in 1965 at the main event of the Madison Square Garden show. Bruno Sammartino defeated and retained the WWF Championship against Tarzan Tyler. After the event, Sammartino went to a restaurant in Manhattan and locked the WWF Championship title belt in his car. Following his meal, he discovered that his car had been broken into and his belt stolen.
Oh my God.
In 2011, a former wrestler by the name of Handsome Johnny Barrand passed away, and so his wife decided, his widow decided to move back home to Hawaii. When emptying the attic, she came across the WWF title belt wrapped up in a towel, and was deemed to be the original one used. The title was bought by Dave Milliken, who makes belts for WWE. 1987, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Midnight Rockers, defeated Boris Zukov and Soldat Ustinov to win the AWA World Tag Team Championships, but had the decision overturned when it was discovered that the Rockers had pinned the wrong man. 1993, it was made official on Monday Night Raw that Shawn Michaels had been stripped of the IC title. The official line was that the belt had been taken away due to him not having defended the belt for more than 30 days. Although he had defended the belt on August 30th at SummerSlam, 28 days earlier. The real reason was that Michael has failed the drug test. 1998 in Hamilton, Ontario. Here's one for you, Jabroni. WWF presented In Your House Breakdown. Edge would make his pay-per-view singles debut against Owen Hart, which would end with Hart getting the pin after a mysterious blonde-haired guy came from the crowd and distracted Edge. He'd later be named Christian. Elsewhere on the cards, The Rock pinned Ken Shamrock in a triple threat match. A triple threat cage match, which also featured Mick Foley as Mankind. The main event was also a triple threat match with WWF champion facing off. Okay. Sorry, I was confused. I'm trying to read this, but it's been written very badly.
I thought I was glitching out.
No, it's good. Undertaker and Kane in the versus Steve Austin in the triple threat match. Undertaker and Kane were told that they wouldn't be allowed to pin each other for the belt. It would only count if one of them pinned Austin. The match ended when both Brothers of Destruction pinned Stone Cold at the same time, leaving everyone wondering who was the official champion. Afterwards, Vince McMahon came to the ring, took the smoking skull. He took the belt from Austin and rode off in a limousine with no clear winner announced. In 1999, the highest-rated Raw segment in history aired, featuring Mankind presenting a "This Is Your Life" presentation to The Rock.
Yes!
It would feature guests such as The Rock's home economics teacher, gym teacher, and an old high school girlfriend, and he would insult them all in Rock fashion. The segment had an 8.2 audience rating.
And they would never do anything like it again.
Yeah, nothing ever topped it. In 2012, Samoa Joe defeated Mr. Anderson by pinfall to win the vacant TNA Television Championship. You've got an interesting history with Television Championship, haven't you, Chris? It was assumed at the time that the former champion was leaving the company due to contract disputes. So it was taking off him a few weeks before, but he would return just 2 weeks later at Bound for Glory. 2019, Ring of Honor held their Death Before Dishonor event in Las Vegas. The main event saw Rush defeat Matt Taven. I'm going to go Taven.
Taven.
To win the Ring of Honor Championship. And then in 2020, WWE presented Clash of Champions from the Thunderdome. Oh, the Thunderdome.
Oh.
In Orlando, Florida. Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match, also featuring Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles, whilst Roman Reigns retained his Universal title against Jey Uso in what was essentially a referee stoppage. Boy, was that something.
Yeah.
I prefer not to think about that one. Okay, so that was this week.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good episode. Just like good old days, right? Just me and you.
Yeah, the good old days where we had that, 2 episodes where it was just us.
Yeah. Let's never do this again.
Alright, so that's all for this episode of the Cobra Twist podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you've even made it this far, we love you.
Yeah.
Also,
somehow.
get a life.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Play some COD or something. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, God, we're all losers. Stay kind, everyone. We'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, I died. Yeah, bye. Motherfucker. There we go. It's not very professional here at the Cobra Twist podcast.
When are we ever professional?
When we get paid, technically. Which probably won't be soon. Okay. Everyone be very afraid. The white boy has an acoustic guitar.
Again.
Don't wanna be a Monday Night Raw viewer. Don't wanna watch that shit on USA Network. And can you hear the sound of the ratings drop? That's another Vince McMahon market flop. Welcome to a new Cobra Twist pod. I promise this one will be hot. Television should not be just okay. You should give all of us a follow. NXT is on tomorrow. Fuck, I don't want to watch it. I wrote that. Fuck, I'm gonna have to start this again. I'm gonna have to start again! I wrote down a second verse and forgot it in the last week.
That's the most
moron.
Green Day thing you could possibly do. So we're just gonna leave it there. Welcome to a new Cobra Twist.
No, we're not gonna roll with it.
Yes,
okay?
we're going to leave it there.
The second verse is
good.
good. It's good.
Can we
Okay,
put this
we're gonna
in as
roll
a blooper at the end, please? Because this is funny.
Now I know that Vince won't put up a fight. Cause he keeps putting out that utter shite. You should do something else with your Monday night. Like catching up on AEW Dynamite. A new Cobra Twist pod. I promise this one will be hot. Television should not just be okay. NXT is on tomorrow. You should give all of us a follow. Don't do it, just don't argue. Do I go for the solo?
Yes.
I haven't played this in years. Here we go. It's good enough. That'll do. Don't wanna be a Monday Night Raw viewer. Don't wanna watch that shit on USA Network. And can you hear the sound of the ratings drop? That's another Vince McMahon market flop. Welcome to a new Cobra Twist pod. I promise this one will be hot. Television should not be just okay. NXT is on tomorrow. You should give all of us a follow. Just do it, do not argue. Woo! I'll do. That was good enough. Welcome back.
That was amazing.
That was something.
As a major Green Day fan, I absolutely loved that.
Same here, and that Dynamite line was the best fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. You should catch up on AEW Dynamite. I'm going to go unplug this second mic. Oh, man. Hold on. Okay, so what? Honest thoughts. What did we think? Half decent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah, okay.
times when the guitar drowned out you singing.
Yeah,
but
I noticed that in my monitoring. It's
second
fine.
hook.
It'll add to the ambience. It's fine. as opposed to adding to the ambient, which will it's what you need to do after this.